Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on, y'all. Y'all know the drill. Say with me, wake up and win, wake up and win, wake up and win. Listen, good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Wake Up and Win show with your girl, Dr. Jew. Listen, I'm super excited to have you on with us this morning. Every now and then, I'm going to come live from our Wake Up and Win wall. Just because this is where it all began, right? And I'm super excited to be on with you all and share with you more and more about this journey and process. And I was thinking about last night, I was with some friends at an iftar. And it was an interfaith iftar, and we were talking about the beginning of this, right? And how there was one person in particular who we were sharing a panel together, and before I actually started doing the show and the merch and different things, Wake Up and Win was a morning chat. And if you go back to the very first episode, I talk about how this all got started. But it was just a morning chat. It was just me getting up in the morning, putting up a story on my Instagram page. Wake up and win, wake up and win, wake up and win, and that's it. And then I started adding on the wake up and win word, right? So it's the word of the day. And I wake up and win exercise, and I wake up and win apparel, and I wake up and win juice. So it's a whole thing, right? And over the last 4 years, it's evolved and it's continued to evolve. And eventually, we're going to have a morning show. I'm going to keep putting that out there into the atmosphere and let God and the angels and the universe do its work, right? Um, so so there was this one. So the reason I'm here this morning at the Wake Up and Win wall is because there was one person in particular who really encouraged me to go public. And what I mean by that is to talk about it, to not let it be just something that I put on my stories, but to build it out. And the way they did that was, we were, like I said, we were on a panel together, and during the panel, someone asked a question around something around having to do with like encouragement and inspiration. And he was like, Reverend Najuma does this thing, Wake Up and Win. Najuma, tell him about Wake Up and Win. And I was like, tell him what? I was like, what do you want me to tell? I hadn't really, I mean, even though I had stuff to share, but again, many of you know, as I've shared before, this came out of the loss of my son, Daniel. Like, his life was taken. I was trying to figure out how to live, and this was given to me by his voice, um, and it's evolved over time, over the last 4.5 years. But so when he put me on the spot publicly to talk about it, I was like, what do you want to say? Right? I didn't have the I didn't have an explanation really. Like, it was, yeah, I didn't have an explanation. I didn't have a narrative, a mission, a vision. Now I got all that stuff now because it's evolved and it's me and it's my brand and all that kind of great stuff. But so I'm back. So I came this morning to go live from our Wake Up and Win wall, to just, encourage those of you that watch us live and the replay, to just, honor the beginnings, right? To honor the beginnings of a thing. Like, go back, maybe not physically, but allow yourself to revisit the first day you decided to write the book, or the first day you got the book idea, or the first time, someone said something that inspired you to do this. Go back to those days, right? Because they are they're so moving. I'm going to say that they're so moving and inspiring, and you recognize, like, wow, I've actually come a long way. Like, in 40 years, like, this thing has kind of come a long way. So when we were talking about that last night, and the memory came up, like, yeah, you were the first person that made me go public beyond just my Insta stories, like, to talk about it in front of people and to really articulate it verbally, orally out. It was all because you put me on the spot, sir. And but what if he hadn't put me on the spot? What if he hadn't put me on the spot? I may not be here with you all, and then you're missing out. No, I'm just teasing. But what if he hadn't put me on the spot, right? So even that, putting me on the spot, was divine and holy, and God makes no mistakes. And so just the Bible says this, not to minimize, and I'm paraphrasing, but not to minimize the former days, right? The beginning days. And all of where you are today and where you're going has a beginning day. And I want to encourage you and inspire you, motivate you to remember the former day, not to stay stuck there, but to remember for the sake of inspiration, the sake of encouragement, the sake of motivation and momentum. Reflect on the day one of your book, the day one of your t-shirt business, the day one of your ministry or business launch, day one where you took in your first client and they happen to be in as opposed to them coming to your store, your shop, you went to their house, right? Like your day one, and be inspired by that and be motivated to maintain your momentum going forward. As you all know, I'm also a personal mastery coach, and so we're always thinking about, talking about, looking at ways to look at self, become self-aware, and how to apply that to life. And so your former days, let that inspire you yourself so you can maintain the momentum to go forward. Remember your former days and be inspired by the person you were the person you were that had that spark of an idea and how that moved you. And if you had the spark and have not moved on it, I'll ask you one question: what's holding you back? What's holding you back? And our next series is gonna be talking about what's holding us back, right? We're gonna have a series on that. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching us in the mornings. Um, but yeah, so so go back to the former day. Be inspired. Be motivated. Be moved by who you were then, and even how the momentum is flowing who you are now, and know that you are a winner. Know that you're a winner. As always, there's always a wake up and win word, and we've been doing a series on time, today's win word is time is money. Now listen, we've all heard that cliche, so I actually don't have to go long on this one because what we understand is that it is in time, it is giving time, serving in time, providing time, that my time should be compensated, right? And so time is money. The concept is when I give my time to something, when I pour my time out, when I set aside time even, that should be compensated, right? That should be, and the Bible is clear about it. The Bible talks about a servant being a man of God, a woman, man of God, and servant being worthy of their compensation, their pay, right? Their honorarium, and so time is money. And money is time, and the two go hand in hand. And so, part of why we have to be mindful of how we're spending our time. But like yesterday, we said time was focused. Day before that, time was value. Time was urgent. I'm sorry. We talked about time being value, right? Time, so time cannot be wasted because we get paid based upon time. Either how much time we've studied and subject to be a guru, or how much time we've invested, or how much time we have given to to make the money, right? And so that that time commitment should be compensated. That time commitment should be compensated. And a servant, a man or woman of God is worthy of their compensation, of their honorarium. And so we, as a individual working on whatever you're working on, right? Dreams, hopes, goals. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you, strongly encourage you, to not allow your time to be wasted, but to look at your time from a sense of what is worthy compensation for my time. Now, everything is not going to be charged, but it's okay to look at your time given to a thing, given to a situation, given to the fact that you've given time to perfect your craft. That should be compensated when you're using the craft out into the world, out into the marketplace. So when people say time is money, it's not like, well, you're wasting my time, so you got to pay me. It literally is, I've given time to study this. That time given should be compensated if I'm using this out in the world or in public or in the marketplace, right? My time given to prepare, my time given to deliver should be compensated. There should be compensation. If you decide to do something for free, that's wonderful, that's beautiful, and you should. I think we should all, when we're given the opportunity, should do some things at no cost, and just really invest in people. But that's a whole nother live for another day. But time literally is money, and when we waste time, we also set ourselves up for poverty. Poverty. A lot of people, and I'm going to speak in the United States of America, are experiencing poverty because they didn't use their time right. A lot of people, not everyone, we are clear about that, so I don't need anyone correcting me. There are a number of people who are experiencing poverty because they did not account for their time properly. There are people who are experiencing poverty who did not account for their time properly. And I want to offer, here's my prayer, Lord, let me not waste no time, because I don't want to set myself up where I miss out on financial opportunity because I didn't see my time as money. I didn't value my time as with compensation. And there will be times that you and I will do things for free. That's not what we're talking about, because that's just the right thing to do in some situations, right? But we're also talking about how I'm using my time and to value it, because if I waste time, if I don't utilize time appropriately, it can lead to my own poverty, because I'm not using time in a way that could affect my bottom line in a more positive factor. And let me tell you, and let me share with you how I am appropriating this principle of time is money in my life. Now, I started this last week. From now on, Mondays are Money Mondays. That my activities on Mondays are focused and intentional around either whatever, paying bills, moving money to cover investments, working with clients, billing clients, collecting from clients, anything and everything, making sure, the money that my kid's dad sends is applied to whatever. I mean, all of it, not just making money, but, dealing with expenses and payments and, making sure, my GoDaddy accounts are paid up. From now on, Mondays are going to be Money Mondays. And I got the concept. I was inspired by the concept and were motivated by the concept in preparing for today. The time is money, right? But what came back to me is that I also work with a woman who makes on her calendar, it says Money Mondays internally for the office. So internally for our office, if there's any money questions, payments, etc., it doesn't matter, reimbursements, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? We do those things on Mondays internally at our office, or she handles them. And then like she may have questions or whatever, and if we have questions about billing or accounting as relates to the work that we do at USC, Mondays is the day to make an appointment with her. So I said, I'm going to put that in my personal practice and personally do all things money. So why? Because time is money. Time is money. And how I manage my money is very important. And having a set time and schedule, I'm 2 weeks in, but it's been a benefit, and I want to offer that to you. Maybe it's not Monday, maybe it's Tuesday, maybe it's Thursday, maybe it's Friday. I don't know, but I want to invite you to have a set time. And again, I'm a personal mastery coach, so we talk all about consistent behavior, and having a set time to do a set thing will make the difference in your life. A set time, and during that time, use that time to do a specific thing will make you a winner inevitably in the long term. And certainly in the short term, you will become an overnight winner. And what I mean by overnight, like maybe not literally overnight, but quickly as you set the value that time is money. and focus in that way. So today's win word is time is money. Value how, where you spend time, because there's a direct impact on our money, our finances, our income, the level of income that we have. And the other thing I want to just close out with again is um, is that time is sensitive, right? Time is sensitive, and we don't have all the time to waste. And wasted time inevitably can lead to poverty. Wasted time inevitably can lead to a person's poverty. I'm not saying that's the only factor. I am saying, however, wasted time can definitely lead to poverty. So, time is money. Now, thank you for being tuned into the Wake Up and Win show and listening to the Wake Up and Win word. That time is money. Make sure you're counting for your time so you can properly account for your money. Amen. And I am, as always said, a personal mastery coach. So any way that I can be of service to you in the link tree link below in the description, feel free to hit that and let's talk. All right. Y'all have a great day and a great afternoon. It's raining out here in Southern California. I don't know where you're located, but right now it's raining, so I'm going to go and enjoy the rain with my children as we get to prepare for school. Y'all have a great day. We out. Peace.